green dragon. All alone. I was hunting the aspect of your kind. Your dear mother. But you will have to do.
What do you want?
I know what your flight is hiding. A fledgling world tree. Locked away in your emerald dream. And you are going to take me there.
I will never betray my kin.
Let me be clear. I will kill every dragon who stands between me and the power in that great tree's heart. You can save them. Just let me in.
Calm yourself, brother. We are meant to break the Titan's iron grip on this world, not steal their children's future, as they did ours.
I was just offering this whelp a chance to serve our cause, and spare his people a gruesome, yet delightful massacre.
Farak! Farak! Brother, remember what we are fighting for.
So be it. I'll find another way into their precious dream. And then the power that grows within will be ours.
Thank you.
Hey guys, and welcome to another WoW video, and for today's video we are going to go over the new patch that will be showing up on September 5th. This is the 10.17 Fury Incarnate patch. Now with that said, I just wanted to throw this one in right at the beginning because then everything else is actually coming out on September 5th, but the storyline will not be continued until September 12th, so it'll be the week after. And that's the only bit that's being delayed. Everything else that I mentioned in this video will be there on September 5th. Okay, so the first thing we'll talk about is the new event called Dreamsurges. So basically, the zone will experience a buff called Dreaming Winds. That buff gives you 25% experience bonus to all your characters that are leveling in that zone. This happens in Thaldraszus, and here's the map for where you can find it. Every 30 minutes, the Dreamsurge event will pop up somewhere in the zone, and you just complete objectives. The Dreamsurge event will drop item level 402 gear. That's a veteran 1/8, so you can upgrade it. You can also vote for some bonus effects during this event every 30 minutes, which affects every player in the zone. Also, you can collect an item that's called Dreamsurge Coalescence. You get it from completing objectives in the Dreamsurge zone or looting items around the zone, and then you use that to purchase items. There will be a weekly quest. It's called Shaping the Dreamsurge. and that requires you to collect 100 of the coalescence. Completing this weekly quest will get you a Dreamsurge chrysalis, and that can be used to purchase item level 415 gear, which is a champion 1/8, so it can be upgraded. This is what the portal will look like. During a waking dream portal, you advance through the progression bar by defeating the Druid of the Flame. You destroy some flame altars, or dragon riding through Flame Talon Hawks. Once you complete the progress bar, a Flame Lieutenant is summoned. Defeating that Lieutenant will drop Charred Elemental Remains, 25 Coalescence, a Whelpling Shadow Flame Crest, and a 402 item token. Worth noting, the Charred Elemental Remains are used to create a mount. This is the mount right here. It's called Renewed Mammoth. And then there is also another mount that you just buy off the vendor with the coalescence that you'll be collecting. That's called the Duskwing Ohuna. Also, there's these two pets. This is Cheddar, and this one is Crimson. You can get them by spending Dreamsurge Coalescence, 250 each. These will have empowered rare elites, so they will have more health and gain new abilities. And defeating empowered rares drop 25 Coalescence, a Whelpling Shadow Flame Crest, and a 402 item token. As you can see on this screen, there's a lot of catch-up gear that you can get. So these are your 402 and 415 pieces. Okay, so next I thought we would go over the Night Elf and Forsaken Heritage armor sets. So this is what they will look like right here. We also have some female and male Night Elf face tattoos and body tattoos. And here is some Forsaken skin customizations. There's also a Forsaken Royal Dreadguards update, so this is what they will look like in the 10.17 patch. I was going to throw this one into our Transmog section, but since it has to do with Night Elves and we're going over Night Elf and Forsaken stuff, I thought we'd throw it in here. So this is a new Glaive Transmog that will actually be available to be used by all Night Elves, which will be a first. Up until now, glaives could only be used by demon hunters. So this item is something that was spotted in the 10.17 PTR, and no one knows anything regarding it, but we do know that Draenei is getting some new customizations. So it could have to do with that, and there may be some additional stuff like storylines and all that. So you might see a good chunk of Draenei stuff coming into 10.17. For now, I can show you some of the new customizations that they will have, though. So we have some skin customizations for both female and male Draenei, some eye customizations, and also some hair colors. So you may remember we had an event a while back where there was 5 weeks of time walking, back to back. And we are going to have that return. So this is the Turbulent Timeways time walking event. And as you can see, we will have an item called the Distilled Knowledge of Timeways buff. And that increases your experience gained from killing monsters and completing quests, increased by 2%. Completing a dungeon will extend the duration by an hour, up to a total of 5 hours, and gaining 10 applications will increase the total experience bonus to 30%. So the 2% might sound bad at the start, but it does get better as you increase it more. You can also see an achievement there. It says gain mastery of Timeways for 5 consecutive weeks during the Turbulent Timeways event. And that is going to get you this mount right here, which is the Sandy Shalewing. Okay, so Dawn of the Infinite is a dungeon that came out in this current patch. that we're sitting in right now. When they release mega dungeons, they always release it as a mega dungeon first, you know, that is the point of a mega dungeon. And then they make it a little easier on people in the next patch, and they split it up into 2 separate parts that you can not only queue in, but you can also go on a lower difficulty to run it. So that's what we will have. So right now we have the Mythic Mega Dungeon. You will also have the Heroic when this patch launches. Heroic minimum item level is going to be 372. So if you're a little behind in gearing and you're still working on it, that's the item level at the very lowest that you need to be in order to queue the Heroic version. There will also be some new pings in the game in this patch, as well as some sounds to go with it. So we just got the Kalimdor Cup. For those that are watching this video before this patch releases, that was actually extended this week. It was supposed to end this week. They decided to keep it running until the 10.17 patch. So Kalimdor Cup is going on right now. You can go check that out. And in the new patch, we will have the Eastern Kingdom Cup, which is not scheduled till October, but it will be there, you know, fairly soon. And there's also this achievement that is not having to do with the Eastern Kingdom Cup, but it has to do with all your races, like all your races out in the Dragon Isles. On the topic of some dragon riding, there will also be some white-scale dragon riding mount customizations. Okay, so we have, I'd say, quite a few mounts that are coming into 10.17, so let's go over that. The first couple have to do with the trading post. So we are going to have a couple of infernal mounts. This right here is the Dim Cold Flame Core, and this one is the Molten Flare Core. Both of these mounts will be sold on the trading post for 700 trader tender. We also have this broom mount. This is called the Eve's Ghastly Rider. This also comes from the trading post. It doesn't have a currency on it, so that could mean that it'll be the reward for the month. Obviously, it's Halloween related, so we would see it sometime in October. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the reward for completing all your tasks for the trading post in October. And then we have this big Murloc mount, which is a reskin. I actually have the original mount of this. This right on screen here is the original. You got it from subscribing to the 12-month WoW subscription bundle that happened last year. And they're going to add this new reskin, which I think is pretty colors. I like pink and purple. So just for, in case anyone's interested, the original is called Gargantuan Gurlock, and this new one is called Ginormous Gurlock. And it will be an in-store mount, so you will pay real money for this one. And they always go for $25 US. Next, we have the renewed Meg Mammoth. This is one of 2 mounts that is from the Dreamsurge event. So basically, you may remember that I was saying when you do that event, you collect some charred elemental remains. Well, you use 20 of those to make the mount. So yeah. And just for a little extra info, for those that are wondering, well, how long will that take? How many charred elemental remains drop? The answer to that is that both the boss and the elite will drop 1 to 3 of those remains. Next, we have the Duskwing Ohuna mount, and this is the second one that's from the Dreamsurge event. you will find this mount on the vendor that's selling the 402 veteran gear. And this mount costs you 1,000 Dreamsurge coalescence, which is, you're just going to naturally get that while you're doing kills. So it won't take you too long to get that currency. And then I know I just went over this mount, but just to fill in the mount section for those that maybe choose to just timestamp to it, there is also the Sandy Shale Wing that you get from doing the Mastery of Timeways for 5 consecutive weeks, which is the time walking event. There's one more mount to add to the list, but I wanted to throw it into our topic of WoW's 19th anniversary, which will happen in November. So this is the Azir World Chiller, and this mount has a very familiar way to get it. So to get it, you will go kill Doomwalker, which is exactly how you got the last anniversary mount. So this event will start on November 16th and run till December 7th. And while we're talking on this event, we'll talk about the pet. There's also going to be the Frostwing pet. And you will get that through the event. I imagine that will just get mailed to you. That's usually how that one works. Okay, so here we have some new Transmogs. And this one here is a headdress for the Night Elves. We also have a bunch of engineering Transmogs. They're all goggles, and there's achievements kind of attached to them, some crafting achievements, and that's how you get them. And this right here is the new Druid of the Flame armor sets and models. Here's a bunch of class sets. If memory serves me right, these are tied to the trading post. I do remember they were part of a bunch of trading post news when I was first covering these sets. And also some chromey shoulders. And here's the last bit of Transmogs. I do believe the right side, the bags and the belt, are going to be through the Secrets of Azeroth. And the two on the left definitely are looking like profession Transmogs, so one being mining, and the goggles look like the engineer goggles. Okay, so on to the holiday refresh part of the video. So we'll start with Hollow's End. There will be some new quest lines. I'm not going to spoil it for you, so I'll leave it at that. Brewfest is going to have some updates. So this is some Transmog that you can get your hands on, as well as this toy that says summon and ride a rolling barrel for 30 seconds. Not too much yet for the Christmas event, but there is this sword. So very cool. I will totally take a candy cane Transmog. And now for some Dragonriding customizations having to do with the holidays. So this is the Pirates Day, this is Day of the Dead, Brewfest, and the final one is Hollow's End. Now I have basically been showing achievements here and there throughout the video, but I thought we would just highlight this one. This is a big batch of profession achievements, so expect to see a lot of new profession achievements in your achievement tab. And that is everything going on with the 10.17 Fury Incarnate patch that shows up on September 5th. Also worth noting that I will have a link to all the class changes in the description of the video, so if you're interested in checking that out, just click the link that's in the description. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.